Hello everyone, welcome back to another video here on Cluiche with me, Seamus Brady, and in this video I'm going to run through the latest round of fixtures, round 2 from the LGFA Championship of 2023. We had some absolutely gripping matches taking place across this weekend, and I'm going to go through them group by group, starting with Group 1 and going through then to Group 4. Now, obviously, across the weekend, we had the sit-down protests. We had the players playing the games under protest. Now, there will be a video coming out here on Play on GA where we go into that in depth and discuss it. Obviously, I am with the players. 100% I'm with the players. But we're going to look into it on a video from all angles and see what the future will potentially hold. But I am 100% behind the players. I think every player deserves minimum standards, and they are not being met across the board really in this instance. But the video will go more in depth on that, so do make sure that you check that out, guys, here on the channel with me, Seamus Brady. Now, we are going to get into the actual action on the pitch, which happened over the weekend, the games themselves. Starting with Group 1, which had Armagh getting a late victory right at the death against Mayo in the Athletic Grounds in Group 1. Armagh 2-10, Mayo 1-11. A penalty with the last kick of the game converted by Aimee Mackin, the one and only, to steal the victory for the Orchard County. She slotted away in the last minute of the game, but really, Mayo should have put the game to bed long before that. They led 1-6 to 4 points at half time. Sinead Cafferty hit 1-2. Deirdre Doherty hit 3 points. Shauna Howley hit a point. That had them comfortably in the driving seat at half time. But Armagh roared into the second half. Niamh Reel hit a goal with 20 minutes left of the game. Kelly Mallon, Aimee Mackin, Eve Lavery, they kept the points coming in as Armagh continued to drag Mayo in closer and closer. And then basically with the last kick of the game, Aimee Mackin steps up to take the penalty, slots it away. Very brave to go for the goal. Now, I know it's a penalty and you probably should go for the goal, but there are players that would be happy to just chip that ball over the bar, take the point. But Mackin stepped up, showed incredible bottle, stuck it away into the back of the net and got the victory for Armagh. Crucial victory there, especially when you look at, the defeats that they've had this season, the setback, losing the Ulster title. A victory like that is crucial for the psychology of the side going forward. And having Aimee Mackin back in the team in general is hugely, hugely important. And back-to-back wins now for Armagh, looking damn good. For Mayo, I feel, rough for them. They actually played pretty well. Sinead Cafferty hitting 1-2. Deirdre Doherty finished with 6 points. Lisa Cafferty with 2 and Shauna Howley with 1. And look, Connacht champions, I am kind of surprised that they left this game behind them, especially given the position that they are in at half-time. They will need to bounce back from that game, no doubt about that. Now, moving on to Group 2, there was the start of a new era. Obviously, the fiasco with Davy Nelson leaving the Meath manager's role. But the post-Davy Nelson era under Jenny Rispin starts off with a win. They won 113 to 1-8 against Waterford in a rainy and tough conditions in Dungarvan. There was sunshine and then there was rain. I mean, just sums up the weather, what it's been like over the last few days. Now, Emma Duggan led the way for the Royals with a goal and 4. Down at the other end, Lauren McGregor also hit a goal and 4 for Waterford. She's now hit 9 goals in the championship in the season this year. She has been outstanding for the Daisha, leading the charge up front. But simply put, Meath were in control of this game pretty much throughout, particularly in the first half. Orla Lally hit 4 points throughout the game for Meath. She landed their last score of the half to make it 7-3 at the break. McGregor pulled one back to make it 7-3 at half time. Now, the 2 goals both came right at the death from Emma Duggan and McGregor. Now, by that point, as I was saying, Meath had the game wrapped up. They had the game finished. And for Meath, it's crucially important that they build on this now, because this season, their league was very poor and they have looked beatable in a lot of games that they have played. So it is crucial that they get back into a winning routine. They get back into the form that made them so formidable last season and the year before. Like, that is what they need to get back to. They need to get back feared. They need to get back playing with that swagger. And Emma Duggan hitting a goal and 4. She looks like she's absolutely back to her best, which is great news. For Waterford, look, they have an absolute star there in Lauren McGregor. And they continue to make progress. But it's difficult for them because they're in a Munster Championship that has the likes of Cork, Kerry, even Tipperary continue to make strides. It is difficult, but they certainly are making strides. There's no doubt about that. And standing up to me is the way that they did. Hugely, hugely impressive. No doubt about that. Now, moving on from that game to the action from Group 3, Dublin put a bit of a beating on Cavan in this game. 5-15 for Dublin, 1-8 for Cavan. Now, this is a Dublin side coming off the back of defeat to Kerry in Parnell Park, obviously in round 1 of Group 3. They responded by thrashing Cavan in a game where Carla Rowe hit 3-6 as a ruthless Dublin swept through Cavan in their own backyard at Breffni Park. In the 18th minute, Dublin got their first goal. Eilish O'Dowd finished off after being set up by Hannah Tyrrell. In the 25th minute, Carla Rowe fired home to make it 2-9 to 3 points at the interval. In the start of the second half, Geraldine Sheridan provided a brief moment of hope for Cavan, hitting the back of the net. However, Dublin carried on to hit 3 more goals in the remainder of the game. Carla Rowe got her second goal in the 40th minute, and then from there to the end, Niamh Heatherton got the fourth, and Carla Rowe rounded off her hat-trick and Dublin's 5th goal as they cruised home ruthlessly. I mean, that is a real statement performance by Dublin. I mean, losing at home to Kerry in the way that they did, they, really let Kerry dominate for long periods of that game. They would not have felt happy leaving Parnell Park that day. To come back and to crush Cavan the way that they did, very impressive response by Mick Bowen's side. Now, look forward to seeing what else they have in store for Cavan. Now going to face Kerry, look, it's going to be hugely difficult for them to get a result, honestly. But Dublin now proving that they are good enough to still be considered contenders into the quarterfinals. Exactly what I wanted to see in terms of a response from the Dubs. Moving on then to Group 4, and a very impressive victory again here for Galway. Back-to-back wins. They're into the quarterfinals. First they beat Cork. Now they have beaten Tipperary. They beat Tip by 4-10 to 3-4 in Temple Tuohy in Group 4. So Galway into the quarterfinals, which now makes, the Tipperary Cork game just a straight knockout game. Who goes into the quarterfinals? I mean, that is why this structure of having 3 in a group makes it so exciting, because one defeat and you're in big trouble. Like, it's as simple as that. But Galway saw off a spirited Tipperary side in this game. Tip got a goal within 90 seconds as Aisling Maloney punched in a short shot from Aimee Mackin. However, the Leonards took over really for Galway after that. Tracy and Roisin equalised. Then Leanne Cohn gave Galway the lead before Tracy Leonard responded brilliantly to a goal that Angela McGuigan had got for Tipperary with a goal of her own for Galway. Shauna Brennan, Olivia Dively and Roisin Leonard added more scores for Galway as they led 1-7 to 2 goals and a point at half-time. On the restart, Emma Morrissey hit 2 quick points on the restart for Tipperary. However, Galway were not done with their goals. Lindsay Noon, Louise Ward and Kate Slevin all hit the back of the net for Galway as they began to push clear of the Tipperary challenge. Aisling Maloney wasn't done though. She hit her second goal for Tipperary as they continued to fight back. However, Galway were just too strong and the defensive structure has been brilliant. I know that Tip got three goals. 2 of them were punched in by Maloney. So those goals can happen really to any team. And to only concede 4 points is hugely impressive. And they actually did a pretty good job on Aisling Maloney. I know she got 2 goals, but Aisling Maloney is that good. She's genuinely one of the best forwards in the country. And I was very impressed with their defence throughout the league, throughout the club championship even there. They've got loads of those Kilkerran and Clonberne girls there in the team. It's just hugely impressive, the structure that they have put together. And with the likes of Olivia Dively, the Leonards, they are serious dark horses, if not outright contenders to win the whole thing. But yeah, another very, very interesting round of action, of course, guys, in the LGFA Championship once again. Round 2 is in the books. I look forward to seeing what round 3 brings. That's the video, guys, here on Cluiche. I need to get used to that rebrand, but that is the video, guys, here on Cluiche. There will be another one coming for the Camogie one in just a second. Make sure you check out, of course, all the other reviews that we did on the football and on the hurling action back in previous streams. Thank you so much for giving me your time today, guys. And until the next one, take care.